This is Red Ice Radio. From the dream to reality. RedIceCreations.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Red Ice Radio. My name is Henrik and we are glad to have you with us today. We are coming to you from the land of the midnight sun. Currently anyway, we're just a few days away now from the summer solstice of this year 2011. And the sun doesn't seem to set up here at the moment anyway, but wherever you are around the globe, we hope that you're enjoying the summer if you're in the northern half-sphere and the winter if you're in the south. RedIceCreations.com, that is the website where you can go to hear more exciting radio on the most fascinating topics. Stream or download from our website to listen at your convenience. Subscribe to our RSS feeds, follow our news updates, and if you want to have more, you can subscribe and get access to our members area to hear all of our radio programs and to download or stream all other video and audio content. Scott Onstott is with us today to discuss his video series Secrets in Plain Sight, an exploration of art, architecture and urban design which unveils an unlikely intersection of geometry, politics, numerical philosophy, religious mysticism, new physics, music, astronomy and world history. Go to secretsinplainsight.com, watch the whole series right there for free, 23 excellent parts. Scott will take us on an exploration of various monuments and buildings, their positions, and explain how Egypt has been encoded in units of measurements in the design. We also discuss Masonic trigger numbers and why they show up in architecture, and of course a whole lot more. This is a fascinating discussion that you don't want to miss, so stay with us. Scott Onstott, welcome to Red Ice Radio. It is good to have you with us. We appreciate your time. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Henrik. It's great to be here.
This is going to be fascinating. I've been watching your series, Secrets in Plain Sight. Really, really well done, Scott, and I'm looking forward to talking about some of it here today. You managed to condense it in a way that I think I haven't seen that previously. There's often a lot of tangents, if I can put it that way, which is in some regards a good thing. But in your case, you've managed really to boil it down, get to the essentials. So we'll get into some of this and obviously talk about it here today. But at the beginning, why don't you just tell our listeners and just how you've gone into the occult aspects of architecture and of symbolism. As far as I understand, you have a background in digital art, Photoshop, 3D stuff, things like that, right? So how did you get into it, Scott?
Yeah, well, why don't I give you a little quick professional history of what I've been doing, and then I'll get into some of the threads that led me to create Secrets in Plain Sight. I have a degree in architecture from the University of California, Berkeley. And when I was in college, my favorite subject was architectural history, and this eventually came out, and I got to, explore this a little bit more in Secrets in Plain Sight. I worked in San Francisco in a number of architecture and engineering offices, using computer-aided design software and designing corporate interiors primarily. After about 6 years of that, I realized that I was more interested in the software, in the 3D visualization software, which was really evolving rapidly in those days, in the 90s. And so I started teaching at 3 different Bay Area universities, and I ended up teaching over 1,000 people in AutoCAD and 3D Studio. And then I started editing computer books. I edited about 24 computer books before starting to write my own. And now I've written about half a dozen computer books. And I also create instructional videos on AutoCAD, Revit, 3ds Max, SketchUp, and Photoshop. Mm-hmm. And you can check out my professional site at scottonstott.com. So that's about a good summary of my professional life. But moving forward to some of the threads that inspired me to create Secrets in Plain Sight. I've been watching a lot of the Project Camelot interviews in 2008, and I saw a video there with Marcia Schaefer, who's intuitive, and it really seemed like she was the real deal. So I was intrigued enough to to pay for a 1-hour phone conversation with her. And so I was blown away because she knew things about me that I haven't shared with very many people. She knew some things that she sort of couldn't know. So I really did feel that she was tapping into some kind of non-local intelligence. And I asked her to communicate with my higher self and spirit guides and tell me if there's something I should be doing differently in my career, because I sort of felt that I had kind of stagnated, or I wanted to do something more interesting. And so she immediately conferred with the guides, as it were, and there was an agreement right away that it was clear I was going to become a video producer. And I was kind of blown away, like, oh, okay. So after I hung up the phone with her, I was sort of dumbfounded because I didn't really even know what a video producer did. I mean, I make my own screen-captured videos of explaining primarily to architects and engineers how to use design software. But I knew that wasn't what she was talking about. And so I did a bit of soul-searching there to figure out what it was I'm supposed to do. She said this was kind of a turning point in my personal karma to become more of a service to humanity. And so I took this seriously. And I actually spent a whole year of full-time work on this, developing secrets in plain sight. I read a lot of books, and I felt like I had so many different epiphanies in reading those books that I should tell a story from all of these mind-opening experiences that I had. I also felt that studying crop circles was a mind-opener that sort of initiated me. I think I tuned into them around the turn of the millennium,
mm-hmm.
and I ended up really getting into the design. We can leave aside the issue of who's making them. I think that some people have a problem with that. I believe that a fair number of crop circles are made by non-humans.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I felt that activated me, and I started drawing them in the computer, and I ended up making a crop circle coloring book for kids in 2005, which is actually available. It's a free download now on my website. And I'd be pleased if you'd link to that, Henrik.
Absolutely, that sounds interesting. Do you know if a lot of kids have enjoyed the book, Scott?
Yeah, well, the people I know, personally, love it absolutely, but it really hasn't received a wide audience. It was reviewed once in a crop circle on a crop circle website, so it got a little bit of exposure outside of Canada, where I live.
Yeah.
Another thread is that I moved from San Francisco to a remote island in British Columbia called Cortez Island about 7 years ago. And that was another one of these threads that bears on the current work, because I'm really at the edge of civilization here, if you will. There's 1,000 people that live here, and the land area is about the same as San Francisco. So it's quite a dramatic contrast. But I feel like, I don't know about you, Henrik, but when I'm in a city, I feel sort of the weight of everyone's thoughts on me. And it's sort of, there's like a river of thoughts, or like a matrix of thoughts, that it makes it more difficult for me to think
Absolutely.
outside the box.
Yeah, focusing is pretty much impossible, actually, in a big city. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just because you're bombarded by all the advertisements on buses and all of the things around you in your environment.
Yeah. All the symbols
anyway,
that is around you, and all the Wi-Fi and signals, and then people's vibes, on top of that. But go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, so I have the luxury of living here in this beautiful natural environment where it's really at the edge of civilization, so a little bit too far maybe where I have trouble with my internet access. But so it's given me a different perspective. There's a saying that you never really know a place until you leave it.
That's right.
And I haven't really left civilization, but you could say I have 1 foot out of it, and that gives me an interesting perspective